rained on last night's OK Mozart parade, but the weather still didn't dampen the mood on the opening night of the International Festival. As you walk into the concert hall, you feel you're transformed back to 18th century Austria, and then the music of Mozart starts, spanning the centuries. The Mozarteum Quartet is performing straight from Salzburg, the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. These world-renowned performers are just some of the artists who will take the stage for this, the festival's 7th season.
I hope we're dispelling a little bit of that cliche aspect that people think Oklahoma is just Dust Bowl. You know, here in Northeast Oklahoma, we're beautiful with hills and trees and lakes and beautiful buildings and architecture, and I think people are really shocked.
Last year, people came from 33 states and 5 foreign countries for this Oklahoma festival, and that's something Senator David Boren is proud of.
I think it's simply time that we cast humility to the winds and admit that Bartlesville, Oklahoma is producing the finest musical festival of its kind in the United States of America.
Austria's ambassador to the United States was another guest last night. He applauds the community spirit that supports the arts.
It are the Bartlesville in this world who will make the world livable. 100,000 Bartlesville are more than one big city. If the spirit is right, and you have shown it, you have proven it.
The ambassador received an Indian headdress to remember Oklahoma by, and the audience got a piece of Austria, the music of Mozart.
KOTV6 Tulsa. This is the News on 6, the Weekend Update, with Brent Harden, Kim Graham, meteorologist Mike Anderson, and Dwayne Parsons Sports.
If you prefer classical to country, don't forget next weekend up in Bartlesville, it's the popular OK Mozart Festival, a veritable feast of Amadeus's music. This year's festival will also boast a special guest, the ambassador from Mozart's home country, Austria.
Tulsa's 24-hour news source continues. This is Channel 2 News, the 6 o'clock report.
It's been 200 years since Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart died, but his music is as alive as ever. And the town of Bartlesville is getting ready for the 7th season of the OK Mozart International Festival. Dancers and musicians put the final touches on their performances today in preparation for tonight's opening ceremonies. The festival brings world-class musicians and artists to Oklahoma for a 9-day celebration of the genius of Mozart. It all starts tonight at 7, and Channel 2's Heidi Browning's up there now getting ready to enjoy all the fun. We'll see you tonight.
Right.
KOTV6 Tulsa. This is the News on 6, the 5 o'clock edition, with Glenda Sylvie, Terry Hood, and meteorologist Jim Giles.
This is a big weekend in several Oklahoma towns, including Bartlesville. The OK Mozart International Festival began today in Bartlesville. The Mozart Jubilee year 1991 celebrates the 200th anniversary of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's final year of life. The annual festival includes many different performances of Mozart's music, a Mozart shop, an art gallery, food, parade, spectacular laser light show tonight, and the festival runs through June 16th. In Oklahoma...
KOTV6 Tulsa. This is the News on 6, the 10 o'clock update with Clayton Vaughn, Beth Rengel, meteorologist Jim Giles, and John Walls Sports.
Lots of ways to get that summer off on the right note this weekend. There's the OK Mozart International Festival in Bartlesville. This year, the festival celebrates the 200th anniversary of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's final year of life. There's lots of music, plus food, a parade, and a spectacular laser light show.
From Northeast Oklahoma's news leader, this is News 8 at 5.
When you think of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, you think of maybe the movie, maybe Austria, maybe the Magic Flute Opera.
In Bartlesville, they want you to think Oklahoma, at least for a week every June.
Jeff Bowen joins us now live from OK Mozart, the opening night of the week-long festival. Jeff, what's going on tonight?
A lot of rain, Charles, right now. We've been dodging it for about the past hour and a half, but things are starting to calm down just a little bit. As you were mentioning, you know, every year Bartlesville tries to put their best foot forward with the flavor of green country and the music of Austria. For 7 years, OK Mozart has brought classical music to Bartlesville, highlighting the life and times of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Concerts are the focal point of this 10-day extravaganza.
The artistic life and the bounty that we have from the arts can really enrich our lives.
So now I'm going to show you how to do the curtsy.
But concerts alone attract only the die-hard Mozart fans, so at this festival, participation is the name of the game. And it's that combination of music and activity that brings visitors from all over. Chris Ashway brought her family up from Florida.
Me being from Germany, I took the children 2 weeks ago to Salzburg, and I'm doing this for the children as a continuation to do something different for their holidays, to get acquainted with some culture and some classical music.
Now, there have been some activities all day, but the festival officially kicks off in about 3.5 hours with opening ceremonies, weather permitting. They'll be followed by a laser light show at 9:30. Both promise to be a great time. And while there are concerts every night, only 2 have tickets remaining. The 8 p.m. Monday concert presenting Mozart on Fifth, which is a classical crossover wind trio, and Tuesday night's 8 o'clock concert, Salon Concert, which is a chamber ensemble. Now, a lot of activity going on all this weekend and all next week. With me right now is Susan Payne, who is a volunteer out here at OK Mozart. And Susan, I guess beyond the concerts, there's a lot of showcase activities to keep people interested.
There are lots of showcase events. We go out to the prairie, to Prairie Song. We stay here in the community center for various events. All over the city we're involved with showcase events.
Now, you guys have been going on for 7 years now. What makes OK Mozart so special, I guess, to draw people from all over the state and the country?
Oh, I think that's an easy question. We have wonderful musicians in this town for this event. Plus, we have thousands of volunteers who are here to help everybody, entertain them. We just have fun.
Now, we mentioned that people from all over do come here. How many people expected to show up through the week?
Oh, I bet we have 30,000. Just lots of people.
Okay, and it promises to be a lot of fun for old and young alike.
It really does. We have market plots, which is in front of us here. We have events going on in the community center. Everybody in town is geared up for this.
Okay, thanks a lot, Susan Payne. Just a volunteer out here at OK Mozart. They're the ones that make this thing happen, a Bartlesville showcase. Don't forget, tonight, weather permitting, and it looks like it might be, the parade, which has the Austrian ambassador in it at 8:30, followed by a big laser light show at 9:30. Should be a lot of fun. Charles and Carol?
Thank you very much, Jeff. Jeff Bowen live in Bartlesville.
Sounds wonderful. Well,
from Northeast Oklahoma's news leader, this is News 8 at 10.
Classic music fans are flocking to Bartlesville this weekend. OK Mozart is kicking off its 7th festival today. The La Lubovitch Dance Company out of New York used part of this morning's rehearsal to get ready for tomorrow night's candlelight concert. And while some activities started this morning, the festival officially kicked off tonight at 8:30 with a parade and a laser light show.
statewide news to all of Oklahoma. This is the Oklahoma News Report.
It's one of the last places you'd expect to hear classical music, Bartlesville, Oklahoma. But 1 week out of the year, this small town develops a huge taste for Mozart. Bartlesville's biggest tourist attraction is named after the composer, and as OETA's Karen Wicker tells us, OK Mozart is a big hit, not only with tourists, but with local merchants.
Like classical music or not, OK Mozart will make you a fan. The festival offers more than 100 events, everything from concerts to shopping to the best barbecue in town. Jackie Stewart is with the Chamber of Commerce.
When you think of a small Oklahoma community, most people who have not been here would never realize the amount of cultural activities that are available and the sophistication of the people. And OK Mozart certainly brings that out.
OK Mozart got started about 7 years ago. It began as a small community festival to make money for flood victims here in Bartlesville. But over the years, the festival has changed to attract worldwide tourists. In fact, last year, OK Mozart generated more than $6 million.
And that's probably a very conservative estimate on what is actually spent during the week. But it's a great deal of money coming into our area.
A lot of that money comes from out of town. Last year, visitors from 33 states and 5 foreign countries bought tickets to OK Mozart. The same holds true for this year.
It is amazing this year. 62% of our ticket buyers are from outside Bartlesville this year. And they're from all over, from California to New York to Florida, just everywhere.
Most visitors spend at least one night in Bartlesville, and that's good news for local business. Some hotels have been booked for over a year.
The names that they're bringing in just keep getting better and better every year. That just accents this concerts that they have, and of course brings in the crowds, and which is good for us. It's good for business. We've sold out almost all the days, all 10 days here, and I know the other hoteliers in town have done the same.
But there's always one thing they won't sell out of here, and that's food. An indoor and outdoor cafe cater to the whole family.
We feed off the festival. I think they come to the festival, and we're lucky to pick them up when they're down here. But hopefully they'll remember us if they've tried us this year and come back and try us next year.
That's what festival organizers are hoping for, too. They expect OK Mozart will make at least $8 million by the end of this week. Reporting from Bartlesville, Karen Wicker, Oklahoma News Report.
If you're interested in attending OK Mozart this year, it's not too late. There's still a few concerts that have not sold out, and we have a list of what's available. Tonight at 8, a woodwork trio will play at the Bartlesville Community Center. The name of the concert is An Evening with Mozart on the 5th. And if you enjoy barge music, tomorrow at 8 p.m. there will be a salon concert. It's also at the Community Center. On Wednesday and Thursday afternoons at the First Baptist Church in Bartlesville, you can catch one of the festival's chamber series. Those are shorter concerts. They last about an hour. And if you need more information about OK Mozart, you can call the number at the bottom of your screen. That number is 918-336-9800.
The star of this week's festival is Mozart, but last night, horses took center stage in Bartlesville. The event was an equestrian music festival. The animals are Lipizzan and quarter horses. Most of the music is Mozart. The equine event was one of the showcase events of OK Mozart.
From Northeast Oklahoma's news leader, this is News 8 at 5.
Believe it or not, some people think of Oklahoma as kind of backwards. However, when it comes to music, we're at the forefront, especially classical music. ABC's Charles Thomas has more.
The sound of spring on the Oklahoma countryside. But June visitors to the town of Bartlesville on the prairie's edge are just as likely to hear the music of 18th century Austria. This week's Mozart Festival has attracted some of the world's best classical musicians. They come to play on this stage in the Bartlesville Community Center.
If you look backstage at all the people who have been here, hundreds of people, big names come here.
Like Jean-Pierre Rampal, the famed French flutist flew all the way from Paris for an exclusive engagement.
My manager told me that it was very, very, very good.
The attraction of Bartlesville is the community center itself, not the usual backwoods auditorium. Musicians say the building's acoustics are nearly perfect.
The sound is allowed to bloom in a rounded space, so that a note will leave the stage and you can almost see it traveling in a wonderful long arc through the hall.
Oklahomans are not surprised that Bartlesville is now on the international music map. The town has a long history of strong support for the arts.
Many residents are transplants from big cities who helped donate $13 million to build the world-class center.
It's much more rewarding for the people that live here to bring it right to their own backyard.
And the backyards of Bartlesville have never sounded better. Charles Thomas, ABC News, Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
On the map, tonight the OK Mozart Festival holds its annual outdoor concert at Willow Rock. It features the Solistic New York Chamber Orchestra. The concert is sold out, but we'll have some of the sights and sounds of the concert tonight on News 8 at 10.
From Northeast Oklahoma's news leader, this is News 8 at 10.
The weather was just right for the annual Willow Rock Outdoor Concert, part of the OK Mozart Festival in Bartlesville, which runs through the weekend.
As we say goodnight, photojournalist Jack Castor shows some of the sights and sounds you might have missed. Good night.
Good night.
KOTV6 Tulsa. This is the News on 6, the 5 o'clock edition, with Glenda Sylvie, Terry Hood, and meteorologist Jim Giles.
Weekend. The OK Mozart Festival continues this weekend in Bartlesville. While most of the concerts are sold out, there are still tickets available for some programs, and you can still enjoy the Mozart Shop and Art Gallery, the local historical sites, and other events. OK Mozart continues through Sunday. In Oklahoma.
The volunteers who literally put together the OK Mozart Festival are doing just that, assembling and sawing to beat a deadline for showtime. There's a lot to put together, complicated sets for the concert stage, and outside banners to advertise and try to bring the flavor of Austria to Bartlesville. It's all because of Mozart, a child star who composed some of the best-known opera and church music of all time. Nan Buehlinger is one of the founders of OK Mozart.
From a musical standpoint, of course, Mozart wrote more fabulous music than almost any other composer that ever lived, and in such a short period of time. And with the mystery surrounding his life and the fact that his life is documented so well by letters and to him and from him, it just makes it a fascinating person to build an event around.
The stage that is empty now will soon face sellout crowds for a week of concerts celebrating Mozart.
I mean, you're here, this is where the conductor stands, right about here. But just think, imagine, all of these, and you can see all of their faces. And it's an incredible feeling. I mean, if you're not kind of stage struck, I think you could almost get stage struck by standing here and looking out at.
This is center stage.
It's the center stage, right, where those little brass things are.
There are outdoor concerts and tours set for the several thousand visitors expected. There's a lot of work to do in only 3 days, but things are coming together.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, we're doing well. It's in good shape. Then our Mozart signature down there is where the stage is, you know, for a lot of the things that go on all day long. But this is just the beginning of getting this set up for these people.
OK Mozart starts this Friday, and even though it lasts only 10 days, the music will continue long after. Emery Bryan for the Oklahoma News Report.
She told you a story.
Balance and forward.
We'll have a lot of entertainment. We'll have polka bands and mimes and jugglers and clowns and lots of food vendors and good things to eat. And all of the outdoor activities are free. So we'd like to invite a lot of people to come out and view the laser light show and just partake of the opening ceremonies.
Classical music or not, OK Mozart will make you a fan. The festival offers more than 100 events, everything from concerts to shopping to the best barbecue in town. Jackie Stewart is with the Chamber of Commerce.
When you think of a small Oklahoma community, most people who have not been here would never realize the amount of cultural activities that are available and the sophistication of the people. And OK Mozart certainly brings that out.
OK Mozart got started about 7 years ago. It began as a small community festival to make money for flood victims here in Bartlesville. But over the years, the festival has changed to attract worldwide tourists. In fact, last year, OK Mozart generated more than $6 million.
And that's probably a very conservative estimate on what is actually spent during the week. But it's a great deal of money coming into our area.
A lot of that money comes from out of town. Last year, visitors from 33 states and 5 foreign countries bought tickets to OK Mozart. The same holds true for this year.
It is amazing this year. 62% of our ticket buyers are from outside Bartlesville this year. And they're from all over, from California to New York to Florida, just everywhere.
Most visitors spend at least one night in Bartlesville, and that's good news for local business. Some hotels have been booked for over a year.
The names that they're bringing in just keep getting better and better every year. That just accents this concerts that they have, and of course brings in the crowds, which is good for us. It's good for business. We've sold out almost all the days, all 10 days here, and I know the other hoteliers in town have done the same.
But there's always one thing they won't sell out of here, and that's food. An indoor and outdoor cafe cater to the whole family.
We feed off the festival. I think they come to the festival and we're lucky to pick them up when they're down here, but hopefully they'll remember us if they've tried us this year and come back and try us next year.
That's what festival organizers are hoping for too. They expect OK Mozart will make at least $8 million by the end of this week. Reporting from Bartlesville, Karen Wicker, Oklahoma News Report.